Messi or Ronaldo?
Ronaldo.
Oh, Mo Salah. I fell in love with a woman before I even entered into the realm of Islam and things like this. You'll find religion for yourself if it finds you. I always like festive times, whether that's be like Eid or Ramadan, or for us in England, Christmas. If you can't be honest with yourself, how do you expect other people to be honest with you? If you could go back to yourself, let's say 21, so you're still a respectably young man, still a handsome devil, and tell yourself something, what would it be?
I would tell myself, you don't need anything to start anything. You just need to use what you have. Your strategy of success.
I don't think there's any winning formula, right? I really don't, yeah? Because I've had those moments where I don't know what I'm doing and I'm lost at points, yeah? My favorite word, so we'll go with perseverance. I like perseverance. The reason I like perseverance, I'll just explain, is because you can have everything thrown at you. Although you know the plan, you want to achieve the plan, and of course, always the unexpected happens. Anything bad, anything can go wrong for anyone at any given time. The light can only be found in the darkness, and sometimes you're the light.
Ahlan wa sahlan, After Show podcast. Today we have a very unique guest as always. Yeah, but he is an Englishman, lives in Dubai for the past maybe 21 years, and he's married to an Arabic lady. You know, he's married to an Arabic lady, and he's from England. So how he did this, we need to know.
Wow.
So
there was no abracadabra. It's not like I fooled anyone. But I'll answer it.
Yeah,
do you know what?
I let you introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me. It's great. It's Ramadan, so we are fasting. It's hard not to fall asleep with this because it's so comfy, and I just feel like kicking my shoes off, which I'm gonna do actually. So I'll fuse and ground to the earth and give the best answers.
After Show podcast. Let's go.
So great to be here. Yeah, my name's Wesley. You know, I've been in the region just about 20 years, 21 years. It creeps up on you. I was back and forth for a long time, and I think that's where the culture grabbed me. I had a lot of friends when I left England, didn't have so many friends when I came, and the friends that I did make were sort of local. They were Emiratis, and they would say, look, listen, we got to go to Mecca, we got to do this, and it's great because, you know, I think Dubai and the UAE has, you know, really set its clocks forward. You know, they wanted to do something special. They built things and they made a difference in the world, which attracted, you know, most English guys at the time when I came. There were so many Brits.
So you fall in love in the culture. This is why you had to fall in love with an Arabic lady.
The culture grabbed me, and I thought, you know what? There's some very beautiful Arabic ladies out here. You know, it's not what I really came out for. You know, I wanted to work. I wanted probably like yourself. I came with
love is life.
The most minimalistic amount of money. You know, I had to do certain things and try to. You know, I was crazed. I was hungry to prove a point and get out of England. You know, I didn't want the rain. I found Dubai. It found me. The sun was here, and then when the sun's shining, you see, okay, let's go to the beach, and you see, oh wow, this is a really nice place. And then, you know, you go further on. So the culture grabbed me. So I embraced the culture. And then I made serious friends and friends that actually helped me. And I saw how so many people are different. Now, Dubai has 200 different nationalities today, I think. And back then it had about 100. The population has grown. And, you know, I fell in love with a woman. First of all, the perfect woman. You know, before I even entered into the realm of Islam and things like this. And yes, you know, I was accepted by the family. They're very forward thinking, but of course, you know,
how the family accepted you?
Well, the family are beautiful, first of all, yeah. And, you know, they want what's best for their daughter. Now, they obviously left the Palestine. They were in Qatar. Her father, my wife's father, my partner's father, he grew up in America. So he does have this notion of, you know, he's got this sort of Western world sort of methodology, or at least point of thinking. And first of all, they've got the most beautiful hearts. They would help anyone, any type of race, individual person, this anything, animal. They're such beautiful human beings, really they are. That's the first thing. And I fell in love with them as well. So it's not like I fell in love with my wife, I also fell in love with the family. Package deal, you know. And I love that about the fact of it.
You're a lucky man.
Yeah, of course. And, you know, I was not trying to sway them or woo them, although I wanted to woo their daughter, you know, and here's gold, take it, I'll take your daughter. You know how it is back in the old days, you know. How many camels you want? Well, but
so you didn't ask how many camels he wants.
I know, right? You know, but no, the best thing her father said to me, says, you know, what do you have in store for, you know, he gives you the dad talk. What do you have in store for my daughter? You know, and I've got this towering man, you know, he's a very tall guy, very beautiful, but, you know, he wants what's best for his daughter, you know, as parents do. They want to navigate the waters of the world and say, listen, you can do this, you can't do that. Now, she's like me. There's two siblings in the family. So I have a sister and she has a brother. So, you know, especially you don't tend to worry about the boys so much in the world. But when you have the father and he's got one single daughter, that is his pride and joy. And he's, you know, he's biologically programmed to love that person, his daughter, like no one else and doesn't want anything
So
from her,
much.
which he actually tells me the story that, the father sat her down, I'm the only guy in the world that doesn't want anything from you, a bit like me, and this is where I fell in love with her. And of course, culture took its time. I embraced Islam. We get up for Fajr. It's Ramadan right now. We try to do. I said, "Come on, babe. We've got to fast. We've got to, we try not to fall off the wagon because we really want to do it. I mean, the ethics of Islam are everywhere.
Yeah.
I couldn't say I'm such a religious
So
person.
you fall in love with Islam too?
Yeah, of course. We live right next to the mosque. You came to the house earlier. The mosque was going. And my wife is such a beautiful human being. So if we just take away the do's and don'ts of being, the best Muslim or the best Christian, the best Catholic, the best, Hindu, all these cultures follow a very similar path.
Yes.
Now, obviously, in the Quran, Muhammad is the last prophet. Of course, this is the last messenger of God, and Allah Akbar. God is great, all-knowing, all-powerful, which I understand. And I'm still learning, the ethics of Islam. And of course, Dubai, having the ethics of Islam, has combined it, with the corporate world and become a hub for the world. So. In saying that, I can't say things are being bent, but things are actually coming to fruition where now the world sees it differently, especially in the UAE and even Saudi now. Saudi's making more noise than it ever made. It had strict conditions passed, the way it was. And then I thought, which is great. So everything, not only are we embracing myself as coming from England, which is basically Christianity. I was never baptized or christened as a child. My mum actually let me let me have my own say in the world. She says, I don't want you to go down religion. You'll find religion for yourself if it finds you, which is great, But be pure in heart, be loving, and the right person will attract you, whatever the culture or religion is. And that's the ethics of Islam that I like, and it follows the same path. Like my wife's husband said, wife's father. Yeah, she's not allowed 4 husbands. Like I had 4 wives. That I do like about it, but no, we're one-on-one. My wife's father, he was saying, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. It was about the ethics of Islam, but anyway, I lost that plot now because I went down thinking something else. Anyway, I'll get
So what
there.
was the most challenging part of getting married to an Arabic
challenging,
beautiful lady?
Challenging. Well, first of all, I think you've got to respect your partner. You've got to love who they are first. Yeah.
How you met?
We met a long time ago, but never really said words to each other because she was very respectful. We're both with other partners at the time. Married with other partners at the time. So sometimes you have to take what you can in this world and you learn from it and then you find it. Because I think if we met earlier on, it might not have been, the right time for us. So first of all, I'll say that the timing was flawless. It came at the right time. Wow. And we both love who we are with each other. So you bring out the best in your partner from what I understand. And again, not from the religious side, for the person that they are, and this is what I was saying about, we both follow the traditional ways of trying to be the best person we can be and best for each other and the best for the world. If we're pure in heart, at least I don't want to, bash people for not being pure of heart, but we have good standing.
So you both were married to other partners? And you
So the answer to your question, we met in the gym. We knew each other in the gym from 4 years ago. It's funny because, we didn't say
Which gym, by the way?
Train SF.
Train SF.
Yeah, I got the best one, so there's no more of her there anymore, so. But this is what her friends were saying, you're never going to meet anyone, Dina. You're not going to find anything with, you've got 15 cats, you don't go out. She was a good girl, she was always probably like yourself. She was always sort of working on herself alone, doing her thing, doing her rounds, taking care of animals, coming home. And of course, making an impact in the nutrition and fitness world. And only had lady clients. So she was always in her own space, in her own time. And a bit like myself, I was doing exactly the same thing, just on this side of the country, down the pond. And we met, we chatted, and instant attraction was there. Not just the attraction, but that kind of feeling that you don't get. This, it's somewhere there. You think, wow, what was that? Yeah. Because I always liked her energy. And I know she never looked at anyone. I never looked at anyone. I used to be that person that did my gym, worked. I was always smiling. I always liked her walk. She walked very nicely. And I thought, I really like this girl. But, never said anything because, we were involved in something else. And then, we did the innuendos, said hi there, liked each other, obviously. And we did it the old fashioned way, It's not like that we slipped in DMs and like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's going on? Yeah, you look good. Saw you in the gym. Hi, what? It was like, hi, you okay? What's going on with you? And it was an actually interesting conversation. It was it was something real. Now that's rare. And tell the story, though. So I'll get to the story. So I was like, I think I was either looking a bit flush that day because it was pink, and it was Eid. Eid had just come, the big Eid. I think it was 4 days had just gone, and it was a couple of years ago now. And she said, oh, what did you get up at the weekend? You know, it was a long weekend. And I said, oh, I was stand-up paddleboarding. You know, I was on the Palm at the time. And she said, no way. Wow. You know what? We go far out. We do kayaking.
Yeah.
I like canoeing for us. But I was like, yeah, kayaking. Wow. I was like, no way. She's like, yeah, way. She's like, 300 dirhams. I was like, that is a bargain. Unlimited. 300 dirhams for what? Like for the month. I was like, not too bad. And I'm thinking 300 dirhams, yeah. But she didn't tell me, you know, where it was, when it was, how she does. She just that she goes most weekends. And I was like, all right, so mental.
That's good. You made in the sport.
And saw her in the gym again. We're making more eye contact. We're talking because we've both got this beautiful feeling, you know, but nothing shy, all natural feeling, you know, for both of us. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go and find her on the beach. You know, I said, look, I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to try the kayaking out. She still didn't tell me where it was. I found it, just had the feeling it was actually in Kite Beach. You know, and again, I hadn't stalked her at this point. You know, I didn't stalk her Instagram at this point, and she hadn't checked mine out as well. So I went there, and I'm thinking, well, so I know I'm looking at two forms. One form is for the daily, and the daily was 100 dirhams. So I didn't realize, you know, I didn't understand why the monthly was 300. Anyone would only ever take the 300 if you're going to do it 3 or 4 times anyway.
Yeah.
So I looked at the members list, and she's the last one. Dina Taji is Al-Sari Faruqi. I was like, yeah, wow. And her phone number's there. So I'm quickly like trying to remember the phone number because I'm handing my phone in because I'm about to get wet.
Yeah.
And so I'm like 05058882. Okay, 058. And I'm like, okay. Then I hand over my 300 dirhams and I sign up. So I'm the next member. Never did it again after that. So they screwed me over. So I go out with my kayaking and I'd been stand-up paddleboarding that week. I swear to God, God, please open up this ocean and swallow me, because for some reason I was red. I had like seasickness, and I hadn't even seen her at this point, so she didn't actually clock me. And I saw some people coming in the distance, other kayaks, and she's like, hello. I was like, Jesus, this is the worst I feel. I drank all my water quickly. I had one left. It's going like this. And now, you know when you have your t-shirt on as well, because I'd been to the gym that day in case I saw her. So this t-shirt was sticking to me, and I'm not feeling well at this point. And it is so hot. And I'm like, I'm not climatized. And she's like, that's the guy from the gym. And she was with her client. She came over and she said, hey, how are you doing? She can see that I'm dying. She obviously thought that was cute, so it must have worked. I couldn't wait for her to get back into the shore so I could try and fix myself, which she did first. But she invited me to a barbecue. Her friend said, look, you know, that guy, he doesn't seem to be going out much. I haven't seen him with his ex-partner. Invite him to the barbecue. So she did. And I played it cool, you know. I was like, yeah, I'm a bit busy. I wasn't busy. Of course, I'll come to your barbecue. And I was like, when is it? And she's like, oh, it's going to be like next week or something. You know, it's in my new villa. She had a 5-bedroom villa. And I was also trying to sell my villa at the time on the Palm. So between us, we had like 10 bedrooms and we're both living separately. And fuck yeah,
so you were both living in the Palm in different villas?
She just moved to JVC. And I was on the Palm just selling my house. But we were both, for some reason, we both had 5-bedroom villas. She had a townhouse.
Wow.
And so then I'm just thinking, so great. And I can't wait for her I don't want her to leave, but I can't wait for her to go so I can at least get out the ocean, because I am absolutely dying. She could see it. I'm pink and I'm red and I'm sweating and and I said to her, listen, and I'm being polite, do you want my water? It's my last water. Do you want my water? She's like, no, I'm good. I was like, thank God. I was like, oh. So I see her go with her friend and they went back to the shore. So I'm like, listen, I got to get out of here. I waited for them to get right to them because I'm still like half a kilometer in the ocean and it's rocking like this. And I love the water. I'm a Pisces, man. I love the water. I love the sea. No problem. I like attack it. So I got out. I'm like this. I got sunburned.
It's all because of the Arabic lady.
And and I go to fix myself. Look who's already fixed herself already. Came out of the toilet just as I'm going. I'm like, oh, got me at the worst time. And she looked great. And she said, I said, yeah, I'll definitely come to your barbecue. Take my number, take my digits from the guy. So she did, because I wanted to make sure that she had my number before I started. And I've already got her number memorized, which is the only thing I was thinking from the time I went out to the time I came back in. So I waddle off like this, you know, I'm like, I've got to get a shower. But I want to hit her up before she gets home, or at least gets off the beach. So I did. I sent her a message knowing now that she's got mine. I was like, hey, not my best moment, you know, but definitely I'd love to come to your barbecue. And from there, we chatted, and I never used to send voice notes at this point, and I ended up sending a voice note because she's like, "Where are you from?" I was like, "Can't you tell? Maybe I don't know, the sea took my voice or something." But she thought I was Australian, which most people actually do think I'm Australian.
Love story, yeah.
So that's how we met. That's how
you said you loved the culture, right?
Yes.
So what did you love in the culture, the Arabic culture?
Well,
what made you fall in love with Arabic culture? So you want an
do you know
Arabic
what it was?
lady?
It was kindness, because I think I don't want to take America as an example. I think the UK, they're a bit more open thinking, open minded. Because if you watch any movie or anything, it's either the Russians are terrorists or the Arabs are terrorists, and it's not like that, But exactly, you've got to live here to understand it and everything else. And all these fake terrorist cells, okay, it doesn't do justice there. No one's the same. There's good and bad in every religion. So I've never thought like that. I never will think like that. So the culture, it was actually kindness, and I remember it was in Qatar.
Kindness.
It was kindness. It was in Qatar, and I think it was a guy from Jordan. Now I was trying to get out of Qatar. I was trying to pay my visa, and sometimes it's hard to go to this, to that, to this. And I was the only white British guy there, and I was handling it myself. Yeah. And they gave me a lot of respect. Go to speak to the captain. I like Qatar because if you speak to the captain, the Mudir, he gets it done. But trying to get hold of him is hard work. He's not there. He's not available. I remember getting there. I queued for like 2 hours. My flight was like in the next hour. I still don't have a visa to exit. And I've got money. I was like, listen, I need to pay my visa. Can you just get there? So they can do the work. Yeah, you can't pay cash here. I'm like, what? I was like, and it was a good amount as well. I had to pay like 9,000, equivalent to 9,000 dirhams, 9,000 Qatar riyal. And before I could even look around, one local Emirati, not Emirati, it was I think a Jordanian guy with a local Qatari. He handed me his an dirham card, or his Visa card. He says, you can pay with this. And I was like, what? It's a good amount. It's 9,000 dirhams. And this is going back years when 9,000 dirhams was 9,000 dirhams, and people didn't carry this, it was, you came here with, $50. I came here with less than that. And so I'm like 9,000. And I had it in cash and I needed to get home. And he said, no problem. And I said, well, let me give you something extra, And he said, no, he wouldn't accept it. And that was the kindness of someone. And sometimes, it's the good Samaritan, the last person that you would think would ever help you. And I didn't expect anyone to help me. It was hard enough as it is. I can get things done, but when you're hitting brick walls, I'm thinking, oh man. And the guy's like, listen, you're not going home today. Go to a hotel, sleep, come back tomorrow. Inshallah, come back bukra. I'm like, no, I've got to get back today. I can't do it. And this guy, in all his kindness, gave me this card, trusted me to pay it. And he's like, the pin's 5613. I was like, this guy. And from that day, I thought, you know what? I'm always going to try and pay that forward if I see someone struggling. And this is what caught me.
Kindness always stay.
I wasn't looking at labels. I wasn't looking, is he Christian? Is it there? And I was shy to accept, but I made sure I paid him straight away. And I said, can I do something for you? I can't give you anything, but can I offer kindness right now and put the scales right? Because it's hard to accept. That's what I love about my wife. It's hard for her to accept because she's the giver. We're the giver. I'd like to be that person doing it. And it opened my eyes to it. So that grabbed me. And I was like, oh, what's your name? Where are you from? I'm from Jordan. I'm there. And I was like, listen, here's my card. If you need anything, I will always try. If I can help you, I'll help. If I can't, I'll find a way to help you.
I love this.
And that's what it was. That was the turning point.
Kindness always stay.
But I love kindness, and it filled me, I'm not an emotional person.
I think Arabic are very kind and they're willing to help always.
I see that.
Yeah. There's something you not see in the north.
Plus they love to give gifts. I'm like, I'll take the gifts.
Yeah.
Is it free? It tastes better when it's free.
Yeah.
We was at a dinner last night. I was like, Dino, do we have to pay for this? No, it's free. Oh, wallah. No, but I just like free stuff. In the hotel, I make sure I take the towels, all this stuff. I'm taking this, by the way. This is coming home today.
Okay, after show podcast, Rob going.
So, that's kind of the culture. At least I represented that as a culture, or at least resonated with that as the culture.
How is it to be married to an Arabic lady?
It is painful.
Do you think she's drama?
And
what about drama?
I think that's ladies, in general, right? Just to be fair, we don't have to drama, but we spend a lot of time together, and sometimes that can rub each other up the good way. And there's good things and there's bad things, because sometimes friction, it can be a bit too mundane, vanilla. You've seen the memes, this is me, it's the pigeon walking like this. I'm going to go and start an argument with my man because I haven't had an argument for the 6 days, No, but I'm with my best friend, first of all. Of course, and she's a Leo, so that's challenging as it is. Not to bring star signs or horoscopes into it, but listen, they say don't poke a bear, do not poke a Leo. It's like run, and I'm like, choose your battles wisely, really. One, because of the ladies, I've got to love her, I've got to adore her, she's my person. I love her unconditionally, but sometimes I have my own opinion, and then sometimes she needs it, and we have to match energy sometimes. you know, and you know, voices raise, and who backs down? Because we're quite, you know, we're not egotistical, but we stand for what we believe in, you know, and that can give the friction. And then you forget what the argument was about, and then you think, right, I'm not going to lose this person. I'm not going to upset this person over one silly argument, because I love you more than any argument, or more than any person, or more than any silly thing. It's all fickle.
I love this love story, guys.
Yeah, it's all fickle stuff, because it's not real, right?
Yeah.
I mean, let's exchange our problems for someone with real problems, like what's happening in, not to be political, but in Palestine's, that person would trade with you their life for this small problem straight away, and you can't compare. So, drama's there, but I like the good drama.
He's the one who picks the drama.
Yeah, I do.
He loves it.
I do.
He loves drama.
He likes it when things
No,
are
I'm triggered by childhood trauma.
Yeah, he loves drama.
Bless her.
He's the drama.
So now we know
Oh
the
man.
You
UK.
seem like the one. The one.
Yeah, I'm coming
Yeah.
with all the bucket of drama and the baggage.
So
of it.
let's go back to you as Wesley. Like, what inspires you the most? What motivates you the most? Like, what's your favorite
Wow.
word?
Wow. My favorite word. My one favorite word.
Yes.
Do you know what? I like the words. It's kind of the same word.
One word.
I like the unstoppable, the tenacity, or resilience. What's this word? There's a word for it. I'm trying to think of it. It kind of captivates, like 10 words in one. One word.
What resonates with you the most?
Yeah.
We did this before. We did like 3 words. When we met my wife, we asked each other 3 words. And I think my first word was old fashioned, and that's true, but it's gone out the window now. That's old. I like resilience. I like the word resilience.
Resilience. Wow.
Yeah. Perseverance. We'll go with perseverance. I like perseverance. The reason I like perseverance, I'll just explain, is because you can have everything thrown at you, everything that could go wrong for you, and still you believe, you know, you're perseverance and steadfast are very similar things. So although you know the plan, you want to achieve the plan, and of course always the unexpected happens. Anything bad, any can go wrong for anyone at any given time. But if you are willing to take the hits, keep going forward, persevere, no matter the root cause, no matter what's coming, and you stay unstoppable to the cause. And this is why I said that's why it kind of groups together 3 or 4 things. And it's more of a challenge of where you want to be in life. But I mean, we spoke about plans and destinations, and I think it's good to have those. You've got to start somewhere and work backwards. But if you persevere, because we can't always see over the hill, can we? We can't see what's coming. There could be an army, there could be anything. But if you're willing to go through it, because perseverance also comes along with courage and things like that, being unstoppable. This is why I like to persevere. No matter what's thrown at your way, you keep going, you stay fast, you steady, and not everyone sees it. It's easy to talk about it. I've lived it a few times, you know, and even I'm like, God, you know, because if you knew where it was going, you'd probably turn back. If God told you right now, this is going to take you 2 years, son, you know, like, so you persevere, and it goes day by day by day. Again, if you're looking at the success things, you know.
So what motivates you the most?
Motivation's a hard one, because we can all have that low motivation. But I think if I look at the not the alter ego, but the alter outcome of what not having, you know, a happy life, that scares me the most.
What's a happy life for you?
A happy life is seeing those around me that basically, I love people that are happy. I see those around me without struggle. I mean, we all have struggles, but those that are living something peaceful. There's nothing worse than not having peace in your home, in your job. There's nothing worse than not having something where it doesn't give you, wakes you up in the morning, and you can just, as soon as you awake, you know, start the day on purpose. Happiness is surrounding yourself with the best people. I like people. I love family. We like animals.
When is your most happy moment?
Oh man, wow.
Or a happy moment, like, yeah.
If I was going to go with my childhood, because I had a very beautiful childhood, I did, up to a certain age at 10, and those are good memories. So I always like festive times, whether that's be like Eid or Ramadan, or for us in England, Christmas.
You organize a lot of people and you know, gatherings.
If I'm honest, you know, I like to be with my partner, and this is describing an ideal date more than anything, but with my partner, cocooned, you know, rolled up like this, talking, or just not even talking, just being in the room, even if one toe is touching the other leg, and surrounded by something, or even a good movie. This is the most ideal. And
15 cats on our lap.
with 15 cats, not raving and partying,
So cute,
but you know, take last night, for example, when we met you. we've surrounded ourselves with the most like-minded people, beautiful people, which we were all kind of put on the spot, and we all had to talk a little bit about ourselves. And some were better than others, and I think some were a lot shyer than others. But because we had a group dynamic, it brought out, like, the light came, and someone's got to go first. So for that made me happy. Like, you get happy interviewing people. You like to learn like knowledge. And one thing I did learn: education is different to knowledge, because you could learn everything in education, not digest it, and it's still not knowledge. Knowledge comes within the experience. I think.
And you want to know,
learning off bouncing off the right people. And this is what we found last night. I mean, I learned so many things last night about myself, about people. I even say it to my wife.
Me too.
Do you know, going back to being married to an Arabic lady, she said, we always try and reflect and learn if we do have an argument, if we do clash, because we have we've got big personalities, and it's done in the right way. It comes from good places, and sometimes we're a bit like TV and radio. We share the same space, but we're on different frequencies. So it's like this is this.
And TV and radio together.
No, it is though. It's the same. They share the same space, but they're on different frequencies, and that's most people as well. So but we always try and learn from it and reflect from it, I think, isn't it? And she tells herself that as well. And I'm still, but like I said, we learn from what we kind of know. And I know now. And this is what I was going to say. I said, what I've learned? She says, what? Not to ask you our opinion on this, because that would get me into trouble, because the same thing I came out with her. I said, I've learned that. She said, yeah, I'm glad you've learned that. I said, yeah, not to ask you, because I asked her opinion on something. I got a backlash. I was like, where's this come from?
Talking about science and facts.
Yeah, science and facts. And it turned into science fiction,
Wow.
And I was like, we're reinventing the wheel on top of the wheel on top of the wheel. I said, just leave it.
So what's your strategy of success?
Oh, wow.
Strategy of success.
Well, we spoke about resilience. I don't think there's any winning formula, right? I really don't. Okay.
So you have now, you're building electric cars.
Yes.
You're building a lot of things successfully. You have a successful house. So what's your strategy of success like?
Well, it's not my quote, and I heard it with Denzel Washington, and I can resonate with it. I
love Denzel Washington.
He's like, you have a go at something.
He's amazing.
No one, we don't always get it right. So, it's good to be. It's easy not knowing things. Yeah. So he always says, you fall over 7 times, get up 8. And I think it's more like you fall over 70 times, get up
9,
get up 80. But it wouldn't be right. 80, 71 would be getting up 71.
Yeah.
But the secret to success. I had an answer for this.
What's your strategy?
My strategy.
Strategy of success.
Do you know what? I'll try and break it up. For me, because I've had those moments where I don't know what I'm doing and I'm lost at points. Not so much now, because experience comes. We all have those moments, and I think the best strategy that you can do, first of all, keep turning up. I know we talked about listening about working on yourself. I think the moment you become like of service to people or to something, it sort of breaks the paradigm. It breaks you out of the shell, like get out of the house sort of thing, and just do it. And I used to say yes to a lot of things, even though I didn't know how to do it, and then worked it out afterwards. Because I think when your brain is challenged, it sets off these fires. New neurons start. When we're presented with a problem, your brain starts firing and trying to figure out this problem.
And whether it takes a day, put your brain in the problem.
Exactly.
So that's the strategy.
It's kind of exercise for the brain, but through experience. Like if you do things so many times that scare you, eventually when you do it for the 10th time, it doesn't scare you so much. And I think that is the best strategy. And I think by putting yourself out there, because if you the light can only be found in the darkness, and sometimes you're the light, but you only know by going into it. And it takes guts, it takes courage. I'm not talking about fearless. I don't believe anyone's fearless. You need courage to do it, and you have to leap. It's like you jump off the diving board. It's so high you don't want to do it, but eventually you do it once, you do it twice, you do it 3. It becomes the norm, and then you realize that this is not my limit. This is my limit. This is my limit, and we're forever testing, trying to be better than yesterday or the last dive. I think the strategy is 1, don't give up, and if you don't know where you are in life, first try and work on yourself. It's not good because I always sit there and have a conversation with myself about myself, and I can do it all day, all night. What do I do? Got this, got there. Like yesterday, you said, I've got an amazing podcast. You explained it in the best way you could in 10 seconds. I said, yeah, let's do it. When do you want to do it? Let's do it tomorrow. So just say yes to things, turn up, and you see the outcome. And look at this, we're having the best conversation.
We're on
the
best podcast. It's the best
just by saying yes.
Best,
And even if it doesn't go to plan, we did it. We'll learn from it. I'm definitely coming back for round 2 and round 3 and round 4. And that's what it is. So the strategy is, also try and and success is different to strategy, because strategy doesn't guarantee the success. Success is what I think is doing things that most people won't. Most people, like I said, will turn back. If God told you the plan and told you it was going to take 2 years or 5 years, and first you'll have to do this to get what you want, you wouldn't do it. So one, again, have the belief. There's a belief system, and it has to start with ourselves. Yeah. We have to be brutally honest with ourselves and look ourselves in the mirror. I'm not talking about skill set or this or that, because we all need help at some point. Everyone needs help to get started. If they're relocating to Dubai, very scary things. If you're coming with only $50, very scary things. But if you do it, watch the doors open up. If you just say yes and just give it a go, no matter what, because, I don't want to go tonight, I don't want to see it. And if you do go to these events, you find out that something else takes its place.
Of course, Something
now has unfolded. But it takes us that. So it comes down to one, motivation is part of that, but self-belief, wanting to make a difference, and having something that means it's meaningful, love what you do what you love, and it should work out. Now with that recipe, you think that something good should come of it. And I think also, and I've learned this because we're all human, we've all been slightly dishonest or not honest about certain things, or sometimes we don't tell our partners certain things, the way they look or we try to give them the best, But sincerity and being honest and brutally honest, two things.
With yourself.
With yourself first. Yeah. Because also, if you can't be honest with yourself, how do you expect other people to be honest with you, right?
Yeah, that's true.
That's there. And if you say, okay, I'm not this, I'm not the fittest, I don't get up at 6 a.m. when I should do, I didn't fast today, and I should recognize that, but tomorrow I can give it another go. And if you do tomorrow, and you just start the first 15 minutes of it, the rest of the 8, 9, 10 hours should follow. You get yourself on that path of, and it is mental. I think it's perception and mentality, and a bit. You don't have to be strong to the core where I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. That's too hard on yourself,
Yeah.
And not fearful of God, because God is watching me. I must do this. God understands, He should understand, or the being of God should understand. If he doesn't, it's not God. So it has to be. Yeah. So starting with yourself, self-belief, being honest. Yeah. Doing what most people don't if you want to get success, because most people talk about money. Yes, money is a tool. Yeah. And one thing I do know, it takes time to make money and brains to keep it. It really does. From what I understand, it really does, And it's just a tool. It's just a tool, and it's made up. It was this piece of paper that you bought the gold bar. They gave you a receipt for the gold. No one ever collected the gold, and then this receipt became the paper. That was.
So when was the moment you found yourself and you could describe yourself? Like if I ask you, who are you?
Yeah.
What would be your answer? Like, who are you?
Wow, I think I shed my skin every 7 to 10 years, and I just turned 40.
You're 40 now.
Yeah, I turned 40 on Saturday. Yeah. And although that was the milestone, level 40, thank you so much. God bless you. What was the question? So who am I? Who
are you? Yeah. Do you know who is he?
I definitely do, of course.
So let's hear from him. Who are you?
Most caring person.
I'll say it. I've got flaws like most, but that wasn't the original question. What was the original question?
Yeah, it's you. Who are you?
What would you say about yourself?
What is it?
Yeah, you found yourself.
How did I find myself, right? How did I find myself? Yeah, because I shed my skin. The turning point, that was the question. Yeah, so the turning point was, one, there's been certain milestones in my life where it's either been very rough, very bad. A fisherman always sees another fisherman. They see it when, this person's had it rough, but that's probably why they're kind. And you see it, that people have a certain calmness to them. And I've calmed down a lot over the years. When we're younger, we scream, we shout with it. There's been certain points in my life where something hasn't gone to plan, and that's the point where I could either reflect or fight it, and I didn't always accept the information. I'm very hard to accept information. Now I see it for a better good, Sometimes when bad things happen, it's easy to blame and not take accountability. And there's been 5 points in my life where that's happened. And then there's been true turning points where, one, I've met Dina. I found the person I love and who I'm meant to be with. She's the person that I want to spend all day Friday with, not just Thursday night with. And that was a massive turning point. And sometimes, because of me, that didn't go to plan either. So I fudged up 1 or 2 times quickly, and I had to learn from it. And that was a massive turning point, because it's like, wow, self-reflection. And even if any person in this world is angry with you, disappointed with you, which hurts more than being angry, by the way. Disappointment, when someone who loves you and you love them and they're disappointed, hurts so much more than when they're angry. Like, shit, that really hurts. So no one can actually do more damage to me than me and self-reflection and be disappointed in myself more than anyone. I mean, you could be disappointed Dina, my family, but I'm the one that's got to take a responsibility. I'm the one that's got to go to bed with it and live with it. And I
Let
have that
this
self-reflection.
end.
And you can either live with it or don't live with it. But my turning point was finding myself, who I really am, the best version of me, and still working on that. So it's a continuum, if you like, from the moment I met Dina. Yeah. And the reason I say that is because she shared the ups and the lows and the ups and the lows. And they weren't always her lows, they were my lows. And she shared those burden. And you know, also you expect the person to be.
So he found himself when he found his Arabic wife.
And meant to be soul. And she's my best friend. But also, I needed like her. We need to kick each other sometimes, hold each other accountable.
Now you know who are you?
I'm a person now on a mission to do good. One for myself and my family, for people, not in that order. So the whole spectrum. And animals. We have shared visions, which I know we're going to achieve. We have obstacles, which I know are going to come. I'm a person, again, that is willing to go all the way, that will, you know, basically not gamble with everything that he's got, but take certain calculated risks in order to make the world a better place.
You like to risk.
Risk is good.
I like to risk too.
I'm quite good at algorithms in my head. I don't like part of my I got a PhD and it was not, I can't say it was code breaking, but it was, you know, arithmetic and of course algorithms. So trying to work out outcomes. I don't have the secret recipe to love. Apparently I do, but it's in there and I can't decode that. It just is, you know.
If I wouldn't risk everything in crypto, I wouldn't come to Dubai right after I got my PhD
exactly
done. I risked everything. It was a very brave heart.
Yeah.
And then it like fall down.
Wow, what a story.
To zero.
What a story.
Like I went all in because I had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I didn't care. Either I would become now like it's too much money, you know. Either now my life changes in a better way, you know. Yeah. So I think when you risk it, you change.
The same thing, you know. And like I said, you know, when I started here, I was saying yes to a lot of things. I took advantage of the Brits that were working here because the Brits back then they were real workers. So I give you a chance
to ask me 5 questions.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I skipped 2. You know,
I kind of had one in time because I love the hair, man. I said it yesterday, and I need to ask: is it real? No,
it's not real. It's not.
This is done in Turkey. I need to see the before photo.
I actually had a complex from my hair since I was a kid. Like I always tried to make straight. Like I was trying.
But you've got the straight people trying to make it like that. It's just the way of the world.
Like even my mom would always look at my hair. You have a good hair when it's straight. You know, like I always had this in my mind. Like I need straight hair.
So I've got a question.
I was straightening it up. Last 2 or 3 years or 4 years, maybe I just let it go.
So my question about the hair.
So I don't use anything. It's natural.
My question about the hair: does the carpet match the drapes? No.
What did he say?
The carpet matched the drapes.
No. What product do you use? I mean, is it high maintenance? Is it like a woman? Is it what do you do? Is this just out of bed, rough and ready?
No. I just wash it.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Mashallah.
Yeah,
very
that's
good.
a smash hair, but I had a complex because of this hair. Like I really didn't want to go out like this. Like you see my old photos, I was cutting short so it become straight, or I make it straight a little bit.
Okay, so
I was dreaming about hair like this.
Yeah, mine.
All my childhood.
Mine's showing. I need to get to Turkey, guys. You know, so my wife said, "Let's get to Turkey. We'll do your noses. What's up with my nose? The hair I get. So next question. Just an easy. This is a breezy one. Favorite movie? If you're
Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
Wow. Why?
Love it?
This is part of the same question, but